So in order to do the volume swells within a cue to come up to half in that, we need to do something a little more involved. So what we're going to do first here is I'm just going to kind of lay out these cues here. We're going to have this cue come in, let's have it come music in, and it'll be the hi-fi, right? And then the next cue will be music fade to radio location. And when we fade to the location, it's going to be a lower volume. And then we're going to have music on radio increase. I'm guessing that is somebody physically turning the dial on it. And then we're going to do another increase, music on radio big increase. Okay, so the first clip, obviously what I want to do is load in all of my sounds here, and I've just created a folder with the treated stuff. Where are we here? Radio demos. So I'm going to put the hi-fi in pros and in the rear, so it comes out of all 4 locations. Remember to turn warp on, and this is going to be super loud over the PA. I will physically hurt you if you put this out over my PA, so you got to turn that down. If you do that on one, you can just copy it and paste it to the other. And then we also want the lo-fi to start playing at the same time, as we talked about in that tutorial before. And I'm going to just use, in this case, aux A as my output for that. You might patch that into a different aux. So use one of the 4 auxes, whichever location you want it to be. I'm going to turn that down as well. Remember, warp on, you get a lot more use out of it. Now when we launch Q2 here, we want to just kind of go through and make sure we're safe on everything. So we want number 2, track 2, and number 7 up. So I'm going to go 2, reset, right there, good. Track 7, reset. And then what I want is I want 15. 15 can just be on, and I'm just going to make it reset. But if I didn't want it on, I would do this 15 0 count. So what's going to happen is when I launch this, it will, when I launch this one here, you see it kills 15, right? Sorry, these were just in sync there. Now Q3, we'll remove all these e-stops all the way through, just so it saves our butt here. Okay, Q3 is going to fade out track 2 and 7, so I'll just put those in. Let's give them maybe a 5 count fade out. 2 5 count fade out, 7 5 count fade out. Now we need to do something a little more complicated here, because this is starting at 0 and we probably want it to come up to about there for the first volume fade. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to, in this one here, I'm going to double click and create a new clip. I'm going to go and turn loop off. Okay, and then you'll also notice that these are located to timers here. I'm just going to go 1 4 for the time, because then we'll see this is a 1 count, 2 count, 3 count, 4 count total, right? So I can extend this as long as I want. Within the MIDI clip here now, we've extended it long enough. E brings out the envelopes. Okay, remember this is track 15, and the way it's assigned is under MIDI control, not mixer, MIDI control. And then you ignore the text and you only look at the numbers here. So we're concerned with track 15, so I'm going to select 15 from the menu here. And we're going to go and restart it at 0, and we're going to bring it up to, let's try 41. Now remember that number, 41, okay? And I'll just kind of launch this clip independently just so you can watch track 15 here as it goes up. Right? And remind you, when 3 happens, it would fade out the full range stuff and bring this from 0 in. Then on the next one, we want to do a sharper fade up, so I'm going to double click, turn off loop, make it a bit longer, and when it's 1 4 timing here and here, change your master to that. That means this is 0, 2 is the first count, second count, third count, fourth count. It's a beat per second, right? So it's pretty obvious. So we left off at 41 here. So on 15 here, MIDI control, number 15, ignore the text, start at 41. Let's bump it up to 88. Okay, and then we'll do the opposite on this one. I'm going to make this actually just a bit longer here. 2 count maybe. Right about there. And then on the big, we need to start at 88. Turn loop off. Make this as long as you need it to be. Up to full. So let's just hear this all really quick. So music in is going to bring in hi-fi in. So the hi-fi is playing on the pros in the rear. The lo-fi is actually playing, but fader's down, so it's in sync. And then we're going to hit Q3, go, and crossfade to our speaker location. So that would work once you have it on a louder speaker there, you'll hear it a bit better. Q4 is going to do an increase. Five is going to fade it up to full. Alright, and that's how you do it.